Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one is going to be on Dusty Rhodes Hall of Fame. He put hard times on Dusty Rhodes and his family. You don't know what hard times are, Daddy. Hard times are when the textile workers around this country are out of work. They got 4 or 5 kids and can't pay their wages, can't buy their food. Hard times are when the auto workers are out of work and they tell them to go home. And hard times are when a man has worked at a job for 30 years, and they give him a watch, kick him in the butt, and say, hey, a computer took your place, Daddy. That's hard times. That's hard times. And Ric Flair, you put hard times on this country by taking Dusty Rhodes out. That's hard times. And we all had hard times together, and I admit, I don't look like the athlete of the day is supposed to look. My belly's just a little big, my hiney's a little big, but brother, I'm bad, and they know I'm bad. Well, Dusty Rhodes is in the game, and I can relate. So let's take a look. He is a Hall of Famer. He has the Hall of Fame link. Any color moves start with 4 more move points. He's got 2 sets of gears. Well, technically 3 with the bronze, silver, and gold. You can see I don't have the gold equipped for this preview. More on that later. 1 gear gives all color moves start with 2 more move points. The next gear gives red gems do 100% more damage. He's a trainer. Very interesting new style of trainer. 17k, 50% increased chance for purple gems on the initial gem board. Matching purple gems charge moves of that color by 2 more move points. This could become very interesting. You combine this with feud perks. All of a sudden, a 3 match is filling 7 MP. That could make things very, very interesting. Haven't thought completely who this could be good on, but man, that's gonna charge moves in a hurry. So very interesting trainer. I'm looking forward to enjoying messing with this and thinking about who it could be good on. I have 7 builds for you guys, and these aren't like little variations where I change the trainers. These are 7 distinct builds with a different combination of moves. That should tell you that Dusty is very versatile and can do a lot of stuff. Typically what that means is you can run a lot of different trainers, a lot of different coaches, and still get the job done. So I have this strap equipped for the whole one. I'm not going to change it. Heavy on black gem damage, flat move damage because I don't have a good one for Fury, so flat it is. But heavy on black gem damage, 91%, 75 on the rest. No tier 5 medals or anything, just good old-fashioned tier 4s leveled up on this one with some black substats to go with it. Gonna be using 2 words throughout this. I honestly prefer cheap shot more, but I think I use cheap shot often enough that I should switch it up once in a while, so I'm using 2 words this time. The gears. So I do not have any perks, 0 perks, so 0 MP, 0 on a match. So basically, I know people are going to say, since Dusty's the chase, and his gear looks to be paywalled, he's no good without the gear. So this essentially is taking the place of tour perks, but not on a match, so not quite as good. And we're not going to put the gear on, and we're going to see if Dusty is in fact no good without the gear. I've heard that said a lot today. So 7 build sets, strap in, get ready, let's go. We're going to start off with triple black right out the gate. So 5-star, bionic elbow, 6 MP, deal 77k damage and choose 5 gems to destroy. Elbow drop, 8 MP black, deal 89k damage and choose 6 gems to make into multiply gems of strength 6. Figure 4 leg lock, 10 MP black, color submission, choose 6 gems to make into yellow submission gems and do 29k damage for 5 turns. Entourage, we are running with Bray, and for more black MP to start, Matt Hardy to increase the multiply gems by 2, Edge for more black gem damage, and Santa Hogan for any color gems do more damage. My Santa Hogan just has the 2200 damage. It's okay if you didn't get here free. You should have been able to get him to 1100. Still would be better. If you don't have Edge for this, that's fine. Just throw on anyone with black gem damage if you have it. If you don't have that, that's fine. NWO show, more black gems on the starting board. If you don't have that, a gem defense coach or trainer. So we're going to run all these matches against Ivar on the road. Again, no tour perks. So in feud, you start with +1 MP, so we'd have 1 less MP. But on tours, you would start obviously with with 1 more, and in both of them, +2 on a match. So the thing is, though, this moves loads at 6 MP, so it will be ready in feud without gear. And you will need to break 4 black gems to load the figure 4 leg drop. I only need 3 for this, but you'll need 4 for that. In a perfect world, you'll have 5 black gems on the board in feud, so that you can do what I'm going to show you with the rest of the moveset. I am going to leave 1. You want to make sure this multiply gem gets put on here, so you can mostly recycle your moves at the least. So we're going to make a yellow row break here. So we're going to put the multiplies, you know, where they can do some damage on the yellow and the black. And then we want to get some more blacks on the board, so we'll do a row break here. And we'll call that, I think, good. You see, I do have the 2 words played on there too, so you're going to have to watch for that with this, because we are going to try to leave a minimal amount of gems left. So I'm not going to mess with them for this turn, and let's turn this one yellow for our spot for our sub gem. We should get some pretty good damage on this and reload mostly the black moves. Unfortunately, he did get my 1. Not the end of the world. The sub we're not really doing for huge damage. Ivar gets the extra turn. Alright, so we're 1 away. If we can get 2 black gems, it's even better, because then, you know, they're loaded for the break. But this is not bad by any means, because we can destroy 2 black gems and we're going to have room to work with. And let's put multiplies around there. You can see that's 200k per multiply gem that's black there. So quite extensive. I want to do this row break here. That's going to catch this 2 words for you and this 2 words. So that's going to do a lot for us. So let's make those, and let's follow this path and see what else we can get for damage on that one. And then it's going to hit this one, so we'll do that. This should give us pretty good damage. Row break's going to go there. In fact, let's not row break it. Yeah, we're going to row break it. And then let's do a 3 there. And just to be safe, let's do these corners. This should be pretty good boom. Yeah, that's like 1.4 million. So you are committing to draining their health. It's not going to take super long. You're probably not going to take any damage really along the way. And it's not too hard to charge as long as you got a few black gems on the board. So this is interesting. With the choose 5 to destroy, we can just destroy all of these. That would be 3, and we get these 3, and then we have 2 left over to choose. So we could set up essentially a pin at this point to get the win, and I think I will go ahead and do that. And the sub probably would do it too. You can see big damage on that 1.2 million. Ivar's not going to kick out. We took most of his life. Taking more life scores a lot of points. Anyway, that's a build set that's certainly usable and good if you want triple black. 5-star. Anything with the multiply gem move in it's 5-star. And I didn't have the right graphic up for that, but I'm not going to redo it. Sorry about that, guys. My apologies for the moveset and trainers. Oops. Oops, mistakes were made, but that's okay. I'm going to pull it up again so you can see it right now real quick. Because I do have 7 builds, and I'm not going to redo that. So that's who I had on for that one. Feel free to screenshot that if you want. Okay, moving along to the build set that was on the picture. We are going to swap in one move, the Bulldog. This is a available, maybe even at 2-star, the Bulldog, 2 or 3-star, very early. 7 MP yellow, deal 81k damage, and choose 5 gems to make into black gems. So it is 7 MP, so this one won't be loaded turn 1 in Feud without the Destroy. But we do have the Destroy. So if you use 2 MP trainers for this one with Kofi and Bray, the choose is loaded turn 1. And we are going to throw Bree on there because she's more common than Edge, doesn't make a huge difference damage-wise, and gives you 1 more gem on the choose. Edge would be, I think Edge would be better for this moveset, honestly, probably. But let's just go with Bree here. So we're choosing 1 more. You could also use any of the Hogans that do extra gems, that kind of thing. Again, Santa Hogan, you're going to see him in all my videos pretty much going forward. Anyone that uses gem damage, 2200 to all colors, 1100 for everyone as long as you played. So let's get out there and run this one. Again, cheap shot or 2 words for you. I have 2 words for you on. So in Feud, typically you would be 1 short on the Bulldog and 2 short on the elbow drop. So 2 black gems, 1 yellow gem. The Destroy has more than enough to cover that. So I'm just going to take the 1 because that's the only one we need, but we do have enough to actually cover it if you wanted to. 2 words for you goes off. That's going to be really nice for this one. We're going to choose 6 to make into multiply. And we are going to try and line all of those up. Looks like I'm going to miss one of them. Maybe. Yeah, looks like I'm gonna miss one of them. Oh well, not the end of the world. We'll just go with the 5 match, like, can't see. That's a problem for me sometimes. I get too many gems and I have trouble seeing. We'll just do that. I did miss one of the multiplies, unfortunately. Should have put it closer. Tried to get a little too greedy. So 1 mil. Oh, that board shuffle. 1 million instead of like 1.2. So player by me didn't end up hitting any of the 2 words and still kept him down. But would have been like 1.25 million with that extra with the other multiply gem. Of course, any of your multiply coaches that I don't have, if they add an extra multiply gem, if they buff it, those are all going to work really well as well. You could potentially also mess with putting Sin Cara on, waiting longer to load it. I like getting started turn 1 with everything, so, you know, that's the way I went there. Anyway, next moveset. I could talk about it longer, but we don't need to. Get over to the next moveset here. My mouse just died, which is making this difficult. And you just heard it bleep bleep. There, it's back. All right, another variation of this one. Here we go. Let's get the moves changed out. We're gonna, instead of the destroy, we're gonna use the sub. which we've seen. So we've seen these moves, but we're just using them in a different combination. Entourage, we're changing up quite a bit. We're going to leave Kofi in there. You might use this one when you have a line bonus of +1, so you're loaded. Or for tours, potentially, if you wanted to do that, you could do that there as well. And I have Kofi on him, so that's why I can't find it. We're basically, this moveset will probably end up looking familiar to some of you. We're going to buff the yellow gem damage from the sub and look to do some interesting stuff. So 9k Shano Max going on here, because he does a lot of yellow. You could also use dual MP trainer with this build to take Shane off, dual MP. Of course, if you have Hogan at 5-star bronze, you don't need to worry about that either. But you can take Shane off, and you could run it that way in feud 2. Now let's see this one. So keep in mind, this is harder to match. I need 7. In feud, that would be easily achievable. 2-3 matches and you're good. Here, 2-3 matches is only going to give me 6 because I have no perks, so I end up 1 short. So we have to set this one up a little more. It's a little more difficult. Not insurmountable, but a little more difficult. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to take the 3 match we have. Perfect. No cascade. So now we're choosing 6 yellows. So, you know, we can do some stuff with that potentially. Especially because we got some of these on the board. The cross breaks. There's a lot we can do with that. So let us see how I want to go about this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make that a row break. There. And there, there, that. And then that'll collapse that. Let's try this. This starts to feel a lot like a card that I don't particularly care for in past times. That's going to drop and blow that row up. So let's go. This corner should be safe. And sure. That. Let's do that. You can get creative with this, is what I'm saying. So we did almost 1,000,000 damage there. Obviously reloaded the yellow. And the multiply gem move is full. So now even more things. We can get a lot of multiply gems on the board potentially, except we don't have a ton of. Never mind, we don't have a ton of board to work with, so we won't do that. We will do something different for that, and let's go. Let's do this. Yeah, that'll work. And we need 2, so we're going to make a 3 match. Hmm. And this is not my playstyle strength, so I play it a little bit slow. I'll just do this. Again, this moveset, you're probably going to commit to wiping their life. Again, close to 1 million, and then the sub kicks in. Next turn is where we can really have some fun. When it's all loaded at the same... Board shuffle. When it's all loaded at the same time, it starts to look like a card that is probably familiar to a lot of you guys that I don't particularly care for. Goes by the name of Slick something, I think. You can do stuff like this and set up some interesting things, potentially, if you do it right, which I typically don't do when it comes to Slick Rick. So, this way, like that, and this is going to be the one that drops, so we'll do this. Now your multiplies go out. See if I can do this right. That'll work. And then you set up the cascade with the sub. So we're going to make a row break here. And all that stuff is going to go kablooey. We're going to put kablooey everywhere. And probably this gem is going to get lost. But it's going to be fun. And it's going to hit hard. So we're doing it. Very like Slick Rick, except way better. 1.6 million. So you can have a lot of fun with it. You're going to do a lot of damage, drain them. It depends how much you want to set it up. You're certainly not going to lose. That's for sure. But there it is. And then, of course, alternatively, if you didn't want to use the sub, you just do this number here. And put these all close together. Like so. And just do a simple choose. So I've just shown you different ways you can go about using it. Could have done this sooner, last turn, but I wanted to show the Slick Rick kind of. We'll set up the board for destruction. And, you know, it's going to hit super hard. He's very dead anyway. But 1.4 million after reduction, or before reduction, so... Another way you can run Dusty right there. Okay, now we're going to get to the tricolor. Shout out to Davey D, innovator of the tricolor. And this one is just because you can do a tricolor, so why not? Gonna see one of the red moves. Haven't seen this one yet. I believe this one is also available fairly early. This one is indeed available at 3-star. This red move is as well. So most of his moves you can do early and often. Most of these move sets, if they don't have the multiply move. So headbutt's coming in, and the multiply gem's coming out. So headbutt, 6 MP red, deals 79k damage, and choose a 5x1 area to make into snowfall gems, which will modify all gems below it into red gems when broken by you. Should probably change the entourage. Wouldn't be the first time I didn't do that in a video. Kofi stays. We're bringing red MP in. So Butch is coming in. Could also use Sting. And Typhoon's coming in. Red gem damage. Everyone pretty much has him. He's a freebie. If you have Tech Stacy, she would be better. Santa Hogan's going to continue to get his workout. Let's see what this one looks like. So with this one, I put the wrong yellow move in. But that's okay. I can use this one to substitute anyway. Normally I wouldn't use the choose, I'd use the other one. I had that in to show it. Go me. But this will work the same, basically. So you want to choose 5 across the top. This gets us 2 additional reds down here. Choose 5 gems to make into black gems, because I didn't change it out. There's a move that makes snowfalls into black gems. That's the other yellow move. So we're going to end up running this one twice. Obviously, this would load in feud because of the MP on a match. We got it because of the black gems in the middle there. And then we buff the red damage. So, you know, we hit for 858,000 there. And then the subs loaded for the next turn with the snowfall gems. So you lay the snowfall gems down, blow it up with the sub, drain their life, refill the yellow, and repeat, just like that. I'll put the other move in this time too, since that went so quick. Again, probably cheap shot for this build, since you're blowing up most of the board. 2 words is maybe not as important. So, bonus build there. This is supposed to have the diving fist drop, so you guys can see it. This is only 6 yellow. In fact, that's why it's on there, because you don't need a line bonus or anything to have it loaded in feud. So 2 different 6 MP moves. Deal 76k damage and make 5 snowfall gems into black gems, or 6. Let me see. Yeah, 6. So it makes all the snowfalls into black gems. Same thing as we did last time. Just a different move that'll do the same thing. You don't have to choose, so it's a little bit faster. And we got a really nice cascade out of this one, so we hit harder. 1.1 million subs loaded. Kind of hoping he kicks out, so I'll show you what it will do turn 2. Wish granted. Thank you, Ivar. Of course, with the sub you're choosing, you're going to break those underneath. We're going to hit those, and we're going to leave the yellow here since this row should be left alone. Yeah, it actually overwrites them. Go me. So didn't reload the red. My bad. I really didn't think about that. I was setting up a row break earlier. This is not my best work, for sure. Not my best work, for sure. But that's okay. So... okay. And... go. Okay. This will fill the red up. And do more stuff for us. We'll just do that. Slightly back on track here. This is not Dusty's fault. This is Mherex's fault. Earlier, what I forgot that I was doing earlier was I was setting up a row break of 4 and then destroying 3 to load the red. Too much on a tiny brain, so... So I was putting the snowfalls here, making a row break, and doing that instead. And that's how you keep it recycling. Which, if he kicks out, I'll actually show you, but I don't think he's going to probably kick out this time. So I'll actually try running it once more and hope he kicks out the first turn. And then I can show you the right way to recycle it, although I think I've explained it okay. Which is really my concern. And I could edit this out and put a different match in where I don't make a mistake, but, you know, stuff happens, you're going to play, you're going to make a mistake, and it's good to see what happens then too, so I certainly am not a perfect player. Getting a little bit extra damage with those X breaks. Kick out, Ivar. Come on, you can do it. Eh. Well, you get the picture. You would put 3 here and do a row break there, then you get your 3 columns. It's a decent moveset, the tricolor. Okay, this is my least favorite moveset. This is only in here because somebody definitely would want to have seen it. So this is the super sub build, because he does have a decent sub. So this is the super sub build. Bringing the destroy back in. We are bringing the choose back in and the sub back in. So it's nothing you haven't seen. It's kind of just a different order set of moves and trainers to give him the super sub build. We're going to go with Bray. KO. Zombie KO specifically. Black gems do more damage and we get the sub boost. Then we're going with RJ. Yes, I know RJ is rare, but this is for the super sub build. And then we're putting Shelton on for his coaching ability, for helping any sub do more damage. I really need to level him up because I use this coach often, and it gets better. So, wasted damage there. Might as well top his hit points off. Alright. This is the slowest build. It takes the longest. So, you know, put this one in double speed or something. Of course, the destroy move, we can load the choose with 4 yellow. Not super important. We want to load the black and get the sub on turn 1. So that's really our goal. And we can do that. The yellow will load itself with the sub. So we're not going to worry about that. And we're going to load it right here. And just do as much damage kind of as you can. If you want to play it safe, you can double your corners up. Maybe put one up one row in case somehow a row break falls into the bottom. But, you know, 2 row breaks across the top, get a little extra damage. 300k. Then the sub kicks in. We're doing 48k for, what was it? I think it was 9 turns or something. So almost 500k. It's a pretty solid sub. Yeah, for 9 turns. So 450k. Now we're going to choose to load. We do need an actual 9 to load the sub, but he's pretty drained. So in these cases, I would just go for damage when they're drained like this. You know, kind of do like a row break and do a row break and see what happens. A row break and a row break. So potentially you can also, we have some more pin bar, you could mess around with this. We can get this black match here. Get, you know, if we wanted to, drop these yellows down to maybe get a little more damage lined up in the process, sort of thing. Of course, you do run the risk of cascading like I just did. Not that it matters, because we're draining his life all the time, so you can kind of play around with it. Again, this is by no means fast. It is what it is. I wouldn't run this build. I really can't think of a reason anyway. Right off the top of my head. Drain, 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 drain. Okay. And we're getting ready for another sub. Lots of bionic elbows. Yeah, whatever. Let's make a mess. So you're in very little danger of losing with this moveset. You're also in very little danger of having extra time. That's the downside. So eventually you get to a point where he's low and you're like, maybe I could just pin him with a good match or something, you know? Maybe. Then you're like, nah, he'll kick out. And you're like, well, I do have this choose to destroy, so... I mean, I could probably set up some cascades. Potentially. Maybe that'll do it. And then you're like, Mherex is going to put me to sleep with this 45-minute preview, but there's so many builds to get through. There are so many builds in so little time. The good news is we've almost come to the end of his hit points. Okie dokie. Viking Raider down. Viking Raider down. Alright, next moveset. This is the one probably most people were expecting me to lead with, is the next two. This is double red finisher. The Alpha red build, essentially. You can use the sub, by finisher I mean the sub, or you can use the multiply gem move. We'll see them both. They're kind of secondary. The sub, of course, will slow them down if you don't pin them right away. And we haven't seen the pile driver yet, so that's the new move we're bringing in. Then we'll have seen them all. Okay. So headbutt, we saw that one. Pile driver, 6 MP red, deal 75k damage, and choose a 6x1 area into black gems. And then the sub is still the same. So let's get this all switched out. Go back to Luke. For red MP, those will both start turn 1. Then you stack the red gem damage as much as you can. In this picture, you can see I'm using Powerhouse Roman Reigns. You can also use Taker right there. Flat is, when he's lower level, you'd use the flat red gem damage for this build, which I believe is Nikki Ash. And we're going to use Typhoon. And back to our friend Santa Hogan. This is very straightforward, very simple. This is what the gear obviously is set up for that I do not have equipped. So this is him 5-star gold against someone else with gear. This is what he would look like in feud damage-wise. This is a variation of the setup I would run. Again, cheap shot would be my preferred plate. 2 words is there because it's there. Yes, I see the 5 match. I don't care that it's there. It's actually in a great spot for us because we're going to get all these bonus red gems right here in this row. So that's pretty much perfect. Then you get all the black gem damage on the top row too. Little nice cascades there. Just over 1 million. Low charge, easy to do. Recycles itself. So you can see it put them down. Nice, easy win. And the next move set, the sub is on there. You'd hit that and slow them down. If they kick out on the second turn, if you wanted to, or just repeat that, right? So really the better move set. And the only reason that's on there is you can do that much earlier without the 5-star move. This is when you're 5-star in the way I would run this build set. Only thing that changes, you can see I did change the picture of Phenom there because he's another trainer. The only thing that changes is you bring in the multiply gem move because it's loaded. So if there's a turn 2, you drop the multiplies down first, then you do that, and he's going to hit extremely hard. So let's hope we get a kick out here. In fact, maybe I'll manufacture a kick out and not do a big pin. We could do that. Oh, there's a 5 match. That works. That actually really works fine for me. So this will work. So obviously, first turn, we would have hit for 1 million. We're pretending he kicks out. And then you're loaded with all of this good stuff here. So we're gonna go... we're gonna choose the 6 gems beneath it. Doesn't really matter. Any 6. Little extra damage. Not a ton, but it's definitely extra. They're 121k each, so an extra, what, 700,000 on the next turn? And they wouldn't have to be on reds, because they're all going to turn red, right? So your second turn would look more like 1.5 million instead of the 1 million on turn 1 with that that moveset. So there you guys go. Dusty Rhodes, very useful, ton of different builds, a lot of different ways you could go. Hall of Famer, so I really want his 5-star fuse point. The trainer is super interesting. Be interesting to see where he goes. This is maybe my longest preview ever. Definitely wasn't perfect gameplay, but I think it did exhaust all the different ways you could possibly play Dusty. So let me know what you think in the comments, and remember to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching, and good luck out there. Oh, and remember, don't let hard times get you down.